Good morning, family. How you guys doing this morning? Let's talk a little about gardening today. You see, gardening is something I don't know. You see, I don't just like to talk about gardening. I like to show action because sometimes many people they tell you stuff, but at the end of the day, it ain't no result. So at the end of the day, you can't see what is if it's real, if it's working, or if it's not. So if I'm out here trying to encourage people how to do some gardening and what to do, I want to able to show people result and show them what I'm doing at the same time with result. I think it's important. Result means a lot, not just a bag of talking with no action. What what I'm doing here, I'm softening up some these are some beet. And what I have learned about beet, I've learned that beet cannot stand too much heat. Beet rather cold weather, colder weather. They does better in colder weather. Good morning, Lashos. How you doing? Thank you for being here. Yes, beets rather colder weather than hot sun. Because these are some beets I had here. I have them here for a while, but wasn't doing too well. And since now we start to get the cold weather in the morning, pretty chilly, now I see they start to get green. So this shows me that beets does not like too much hot sun. And guys, I believe if you're trying to grow beets, it's best you try them in the cooler weather in the fall than doing them in the spring, in the with summer, because they don't do well in the summer, and I've seen this with my own eyes. Right now, this is some cucumber I have coming up here. What happened is I just throw some cucumber seed there and they just germinate and they just start going. So I'm just leaving them. So sometimes, guys, sometimes you could just throw your seeds and believe it or not, you'll be surprised what you get sometimes. I just throw the seeds here and look them. And we do get cold weather and morning and but I like it because it's also help the plants them, from getting you take them away from that heat all day. So now we dealing with a little cold in the morning and but I'm grateful. Guys, let me show you guys something. Like I said, guys, I like to show proof of what I'm doing. Not the bag of talking and no action. We want to see result, man. Show me some result. Show me what you did and show me the result you get from what you're doing. And that's what I expect. But let me show you down here, guys. You see the kind of stuff I feed my plant with. These things are very important, guys. You see, these are all, this is banana leaf I have here. This is banana leaf. And as you see, all different kind of, you see, even the ocopads, dry ocopads, that's what I throw around the plant. This is actually a pigeon peas plant I have here. You see the body of this thing? This thing is really solid and it's now start producing. So I'm just showing you guys what I have in just in this little space. Just in this little space. We have pepper growing up in this area here. We have ginger. But what I want to show you guys is this area is clay, is actually clay soil. And I just want to let you guys know that sometimes you don't stray away from your clay soil and believe that your clay soil is not good enough to plant into. Because this whole area here is actually red clay. Red clay. And the thing about it, let me show you something about clay soil. Clay soil is very easy to clang up and turn like if for instance you see like this, easy, very easy to turn like this, like rocks, like stone. So some of the time If you're dealing with clay soil, it's wise to come in the garden and break them up. Always come and break them up because you see, these are beets. And if I don't keep softening up these roots within these beets, we're gonna happen, it's gonna back their root and they're not gonna produce too much. You know, or even they might produce some little small beats. So now what I'm saying is, you know, you sometimes you could get your like a tool like this, and you rake and you pull the dot around them and you soften up around them. This is very important, guys. This is important. Because at the end of the day, if this turns stone, then the root of the bead cannot go through this. So I have to come and I got to come and break them up because I expect production. You cannot just, I mean, gardening is simple, but at the end of the day, there's rules. There's rules to everything. These are onion I just stuck inside there, and as you see them onions start growing. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna just cover the onion and put some dirt around it and cover the onion. Now we have some ginger here. These ginger, hey Food Forest, how you doing? Thank you for being here. This ginger is here from early up in the year. But I'm gonna show you something. If you don't, look at this. This is really tough. So if you not break these things, this is actually clay soil. If you're not breaking up these food popping up all over my yard, that's wonderful. That's good. That's a good thing right there. You see, this is actually clay soil, guys. Clay. When you're dealing with clay soil and bad soil, you have to come in your garden and break them up. This is how you're gonna get great production in your garden. Okay? You have to. You see what I'm doing here? At this time, I'm pulling because what I realizing, we ain't getting no rain. The thing about it, we're not getting any rain. You know, weeks now, we did not get no rain. So the soil is pretty dry. Look at the soil is dry. So if you don't come and soften soften up these soil around these ginger, then you're not gonna get much. As you see the ginger already, let me show you what's going on with the ginger. You could see the ginger is doing pretty well, but it still have more time. And because it still have, there's some nice size ginger, but because it have more time, you want to make sure you soften that dot and, that them ginger can, get bigger. Not to allow your soil to get too clangy, because then you have problem. You see, we have a turmeric here. Now you got to wake up these things. You got to wake them up and make sure the soil is soft. But what I want to say, yes, thank you, Lashes. What I want to say, guys, my thing is, even though you have place I have found Outland, I don't know about. Exactly. If you have clay soil, all you got to do is, the truth is, this is how I make, I love to use these kind of stuff in my soil. I love to have these kind of stuff in my soil. You see, now is the spring. Wait, did I miss anyone? Okay. Hey, Fifi, how you doing? Thank you for being here. What's going on? You see, now is the fall, right? Now is the fall and everybody trying to replant their garden. Everybody trying to put something in the soil. But what I'm doing now, I'm actually building my soil right now. So you see all these dry stuff. This is what I add to my soil. So even though I'm dealing with red clay soil here, I'm also walking on the soil. So the fall is the best time to walk on your soil. In the fall is the best time to walk on your soil. All right? Like I keep saying, guys, when you have soil like this, you're supposed to get in the garden and break them up. You cannot leave your soil in this condition, because you're not gonna get much harvest. You see what I'm saying? You want the most out of your plant. So when you have to get in your garden, even though you put on a gloves, I'm not gonna tell you to get out there in your garden and with no gloves on, because a lot of things is happening now. We see Fifi Johnny show us a worm that I don't know, that can be dangerous. So now we gotta be more careful in what we actually put in our soil. But clay soil is an amazing soil. I don't know why people discredit clay soil. I don't know. But it's an amazing soil. The thing is, if you gotta maintain clay soil. Like I said, if you're not getting rain, and you're not getting water, you will have to be physical in there trying to break them. You see, like this, how it tough? You see how this tough? You will have to. But if you keep doing that over and over and over for certain years, and you keep adding like the leaf every winter, every fall, you take all the old leaf and you just add them in your raised bed and wherever, and it's gonna eventually transform your soil. But you keep walking the clay soil, is gonna become so sandy, you wouldn't believe. You would not believe how it's gonna become sandy. You see, right now we're still getting cold weather, but the cucumber's still doing well. You see what I'm saying? This is a beet and it's doing pretty well right now. But guess what? In the When the sun was blazing, it wasn't doing anything. It was really struggling. Now the sun, we get that colder weather and morning. Look how tall and fresh and green it getting. But let me show you what is important. This is very important, because this is actually clay soil. This is actually clay soil. So because it's clay soil, you have to rake that soil up, because you cannot allow it. All right? You guys, I'm not really seeing your chat, so I'm sorry, but you guys can keep going in the chat, but I'm not really the chat them disappearing so fast. But I appreciate each and every one of you for coming through. Thank you guys for being here with me this morning. I'm just trying to really show you guys how good it is to have a garden, and how good it is, even though you have clay soil. Don't underestimate your clay soil. Don't underestimate any soil. Your job is to maintain. That's your job. Your job is to maintain your soil. And listen, me guys, we got more as gardeners. For the gardeners, we want to see result. You know what I mean? I don't want people come tell bag of thing how to do this and do this and how to do that and do this. And when I do, they're not showing me what happened, how did it turn out. No, I want to see result. So this is why I'm trying to give you guys result in anything I do. You see, this is turmeric growing up here. These turmeric doing pretty well. We got rain. But if you notice, I do not wet my plants. You could see, you could see for your own self. I do not wet plants. You could see this proof to you here that I don't wet my plant. Look how dry the soil is. So when I tell people I don't wet my plants, maybe they might believe, oh, well, I'm showing you here. I don't wet them. But at the same time, even though you're not wetting them and you're dealing with clay soil, you have to come in the garden. Let me show you. Let me give you an idea again. Let me show you something again. Watch. This is red clay soil. Look at this. If you think a plant could go through this thing if you allow it to get to this way, watch. A plant can't go to. So your job is to come inside and wake it up. Wake it up. So when you wake it up, you're gonna create that airflow that the plant needs. The airflow is so important. The airflow is so important that even though it's not getting the water as it needed, the airflow is important. And this is why I always recommend, hey, RG Living Life, how you doing? Thank you guys for being here. Yes, this is why I always recommend planting deep. So when you plant deep, it saves you from water situation. If you don't have water, if you're going through a drought, you ain't got to worry because your plant roots secure. They secure that they could last for a long period of time. Putting into you, let me see. That's some real work you are put. Yes, Fifi, trust me. I put a lot of work into my soil because I do know the importance of the soil. So yes, I really do, and I think everyone should. I think it's very important because at the end of the day, if you're looking for production, you surely got to put in this work. I'm telling you. You see up inside here, we have ginger. This is a root of ginger, which I really believe is ready to harvest. This ginger, I really believe it's ready to harvest. But let me show you what's going on here. Look what's going on here. It's red clay, actually red clay. Red clay, but it's important. This, listen to me, you cannot get away from this. Don't try to get away from this type of work in your garden. You have to do it. A classic solution, how you doing? You have to do it. Don't try not to do it. You just have to do it. If you're looking for production, you just have to do it. You see? Now harvest a nice ripe pepper. You see what I'm saying, guys? Production is amazing. But guess what? You have to put in the work. Ain't nothing gonna happen if you don't put in the work. And let me give you guys a little peep of my... Oh, well, guys, this is my pigeon peas, and you know I got to show you guys this. You know I have to show you guys my pigeon peas, man. You know what I'm saying? And look at a bee there floating around. Yes. So very soon I will be getting some pigeon peas. All right, so let's go back inside here now. If you notice, all down inside here, all this is tomatillo. All these are tomatillo. I harvest so much, what I do, I pull them up, and what I do, I put them around the plant. You guys need to listen to me. I already show you guys the result of dry leaf, tree trunk, and these things in your soil. I already show you guys the result already. But guess what? This is what I keep doing. Look at the body of this pigeon peas. Look how massive it is. This is what I've been feeding it with. All right, so over here now we have a pepper tree, which it have another ripe one. Let me just pick it. So just like that, we have two nice ripe pepper. And here we have Greek oregano and we have parsley. We have the sage, but the shade, the pigeon peas is shading everything. But that's okay. Because some of these plants love the shade. And that's the thing too. You got to know which plant love shade and which plant don't love shade. You see what I'm saying? So now, guys, right in this area here, let me come back inside here. Let me just pull up. I think it's time for me to start harvest some pigeon pea. Not pigeon pea, some ginger. I think it's time. Yeah, I think it's time. Yes, thank you, Classic Solution. I appreciate it. And this, you guys know this is just a fraction of my garden. This ain't nothing. This is just a little fraction of my garden. Yes. But yes, guys, so if you notice what's going on here in the sun, when the sun was blazing, all these Greek oregano, they dry down. If you notice, you're gonna see they dry down. But now we start to get that cool breeze in the morning. It coming back to life. The parsley coming back to life. The celery coming back to life. So yes, guys, gardening, we have to garden that we can get production. At the end of the day, I don't want to waste months in my garden, in my doing stuff in my garden, and then I cannot have a beautiful harvest. That become like I wasting time. So my thing is put in as much work as you can that you could have a beautiful harvest. Okay, let me walk around here. Like I said, this is my pigeon peas, and you guys know soon get pigeon peas. All right, let me walk around here and show. Okay. Let me show you. All right, so in this container, what I have, this is a moringa. Man, this moringa, my tomatillo is producing. I mean, this thing is like, I don't know, man. This tomatillo, I don't know. All right, so, okay, hold on. Right here, we have bell pepper. This tree loaded with bell pepper coming up here. So in this garden, same way, guys, like I was telling you guys, this is my turmeric growing up here. We still have more bell pepper, bunch of bell pepper growing up here. But look, what I'm saying is, look in this little area. Look the amount of plants is growing in here. We have peanut, we have turmeric, we have all kind of pepper. We have all different type of herbs growing up down there. I don't want to go too far because the internet. And all inside here. Look here again. I'm going to show you guys here again. This is actually red clay. You see, red clay. But like I said, when you're dealing with red clay, the more you break it up, the best thing I can tell you from my experience, the best thing I can tell you to transform clay and keep it from getting, you see like how it's getting clammy. Like when it wet, when the clay soil wet, and then the sun dry it, it get clumsy. Your job is to come and break it. So when you break this, right? When you break this and you add leaf, when you break it and you add leaf to it, guess what happens? It starts kind of separating. The leaf start mixing in with the clay, and then it start to come separate. So now you're not gonna be finding these type of clogging up, because what happened now, the leaf blends in with it and create this mixture with the clay. So now the clay not getting the chance, not able to clang together. You see what I'm saying? So the best thing I recommend for anyone dealing with clay soil is to add some leaf to that clay soil. Add some leaf to it. You will be surprised how that thing changes your soil. You wouldn't be seeing anything like this. In the garden, my garden was actually clay, just like this, red clay. And what I transform it with? The leaf. I transform it with the leaf. No, you're not seeing this kind of product in my garden. Why? Because I've been dealing with the leaf for over a period of time. So I will recommend, if you ever dealing with clay soil or you dealing with soil that easy to get clam, your best remedy is mixing it with some leaf. So you see, up in this area here, we have turmeric growing up. Turmeric still growing up in here. And all here, you have a mixture of different herbs. I harvest from these herbs. If you see, I pick off the leaf them. This is pineapple sage. This is a pineapple sage growing right here. This is pineapple sage. All that is lemon, basil. You see, we still have tomato. You go up in here. I believe a lot of them are gonna be coming up in this area here. But guys, I just wanna let you guys know that if you're dealing with clay soil, don't worry. Work on it and you will change it over a period of time. You will definitely change it. All right? This is another pigeon peas. Is anyone here? Okay, this is another pigeon peas. Let me show you guys. Right. This is another pigeon peas plant. And Fifi, if you here, this is the look you're trying to see from your pigeon peas. This is when they now start. You see? Once you see that look right there, you know that's your pigeon peas is on its way to push flowers. So this is important. Yes, guys, so let me see. Let me go in the chat for a minute. Okay. I'm waiting to see what those tomatillo seed are going to do in that spring. Yes. Me myself, because you notice they're all up inside there, and my plan is to in the fall like throw some leaf over them and cover them and just see if they germinate. I just in the spring I just take what I want and I just put transplant what I want and just take the rest. But I'm not going through the process of taking them up and try to take out no seed. I didn't for that. Okay, now with this pineapple plant is not pineapple sage. This is not, it cannot stand cold weather. So what I did, I already take off a piece of it. I take off a piece of it and I put it in the soil already to take in a container to take indoor. But this is a big, nice, healthy plant, which I might just take it up because it looks so healthy that I might just dig up whole plant and put it in a pot and maybe keep it indoors. Maybe I might be able to get some while it's indoors. I don't think I want to lose this plant. This is a really healthy plant going here. And the lemon basil, you could always, they produce so much seed, so I mean you could leave them, but you could take the seed from them. You could get the seed from them and just save the seed. But what I'm saying here this morning, guys, this live this morning is to show you guys that in a small space you can do many things. when come on gardening. You could do companion planting. You could plant many different type of herbs. Just make sure the plants you have cover crop, covering the other plants in bothering the plants them underneath. Make sure you put plants that need shaded under, because some plant need full sunlight. And if you put them in a shaded area, they will not do well at all. So all I'm saying is you can do cover crop, then you can get them over, but it have to have room that they could get sunlight underneath. All right? Some beautiful pepper. This was a pepper tree that the tomatillo was shading and it wasn't doing well. From the time I take it off, look the size of pepper it growing on the tree. It can't stand up for itself because it did not get the sunlight. And I'm gonna show you, pepper love sunlight. So now this tree, it can't stand up for itself. So I had also brace it up on this pole. So peppers, you cannot plant peppers in shaded area. You cannot, turmeric, they need sunlight. Ginger, they need sunlight. Some type of sunlight. I'm not saying they got to get 10 hours, but they have to get some type of sunlight, able to get air and sunlight. Some plants thrive way better in the school than in the... So these are things we have to know. So this is how our crop, we could get the most out of our crop. We have to know these things so we can get the most out of our crop. And yes, guys, this is fall gardening. And I want you to focus on your fall garden. I really want you to do that. But I also want you to focus on your soil as well for next spring season. Okay? I want you to focus on your soil for next spring season. Why? Because you want to make sure your soil is good and ready for the spring. All right? Okay, let me see. Can I turn this around? Okay, I'm going to sit down over here. So let's see if we could have a conversation for like a minute. All right, guys. No. Let me see if I could see anybody in the chat. All right, guys. Thank you guys for being here this morning. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming through. All right. So let me see. I'm waiting to see what those tomatoes... I'm waiting myself. Yes, mine look like that, but the coal will hit them next week. Okay, I'm here. Yes. This is garden season, right? And we're in the heart of the fall. We actually in the heart of fall. Basically in the heart of fall. And I do know everybody trying to grow something, which everybody should be trying to grow something. I don't grow anything in the fall because of the way the production of my garden. I really don't grow anything besides garlic and maybe onion. Because if you see my garden is still striving, and that's a faction, that's nothing I show you there, but it's still striving. So much food is still in the ground for me to harvest. Food, pepper, many different things still left for me to harvest. But what I'm saying to you guys, your soil is one of the most important thing in your garden. If you have good soil, believe it or not, you on the right track. Sometimes we do believe that our soil is not good, but sometimes we wrong. Sometimes our soil is pretty good. It's just we just believe because of things we heard that our soil is messed up. How do you know your soil is messed up? You know what I'm saying? How do you know your soil is messed up? If you feel your soil is messed up, what you need to do is to maintain it. I did tons of videos showing you guys things you could add to your soil to help your soil. Like I keep saying, many things we add to our soil don't really help it. And many people keep recommending product to us, but yet we cannot see no result. Show me the result. Let me see the result. So that's all I want to say, guys. I want to say happy gardening. Keep gardening, keep growing something. Even if it's a few flower spot on your balcony, even if it's a couple fruit trees you're trying to grow, nothing wrong with that, man. Meanwhile, you're growing a few plants, get better, better, better. Your soil focus on your soil. Focus on your soil. If you get in, soil will do most of the work. The soil will do most of the work. All you got to do, plant, take care of them, and the soil will do the rest. Okay? Sometimes the need for quick result make people think that the soil is not good enough. Patience is key. Well, if you're looking for quick result, it's gonna take some time. And if you trying to do gardening in a long term, if you're trying to do gardening for a long term, then it makes sense, build it properly. Take your time, build it properly. So if you're doing it for a long term, then a few years along the line, you wouldn't have to do much. But if you ain't take your time and do it right, what's gonna happen is you're gonna take yourself to a place, then you will have to go back and start from square one, which don't make no sense. I've been saying this for years. Build your soil the right way. And you know what, guys? Do what works for you. Okay? Because at the end of the day, we all in different areas. We all growing different things. So do what works for you. Do what works for you. At the end of the day, we try to show people ways of how we garden and how we do our gardening and what we do and how we do it. So what we can do or what you can do, you could maybe you look and you see and you try. Maybe you could try a few things and see how it works for you. But at the end of the day, you do what's work for you in your garden because you want production. And do your own experiment, have some patience, have some discipline, and trust me, it will be rewarding. it will be rewarded. Because if you get into a place now where you feel like you want to grow something for long term, then take your time, build the soil the right way. So in 4, 3, 4, 5 years, your soil will actually be doing your job, not you fighting up and killing up yourself. No, the soil will actually be doing the job for you. Look, my garden, I plant them since in the spring. Since in the spring, still producing, still producing. So all I'm saying, guys, focus on your soil. Try to build your soil as natural as you can. Do your own little research in your garden, your own little experiment. Open up your mind to learn. Follow people who have the same interests that you have. You see what I'm saying? Because if you're trying to grow food a certain way, you got to follow people who actually doing it that way. So however you choose, because like I keep saying, you're gonna be getting so much information out there that it will confuse you. So you got to ground yourself, be patient, and you put in the work on what you're doing. If you learn about what you're doing, you see what works in your zone. Okay? But I'm gonna say this. Adding a few leaf in your soil, it doesn't matter where you at, will always add benefit for you. I'm listening. All right, all right. Okay, thank you, OG Living Live. Thank you, Fifi. Yes. So the only thing I can do is encourage you guys. That's the only thing I can do. You got to take it up on your own. You got to take it up on your own and decide whether you want to grow something or not. I could only encourage people. But guys, food is getting more expensive. These skills, I'm telling you, it's priceless. Able to grow some food for you and your family is priceless. These are information no one could take away from you. So if you have the time and the space and able to grow something, grow something. Like I said, there's a lot of information on YouTube. There's people who actually out there doing the work and showing you what they're doing. There's people out there who just Googling and giving you information. Listen me, I personally, not telling you, I'm speaking for myself. I personally, if I want to learn something, I want to learn from the person who actually doing it and showing me, not the person who reading it to me. You see? Not knocking nobody. I'm not here to knock anybody. I'm just saying my opinion. I'm gonna focus on the people who showing me. If I want to build a bench and I don't know how to build a bench that I want to build, I'm gonna focus on a guy who building that same bench and showing me how, not telling me how with no result. So that's all I'm saying. Remember, I'm not knocking nobody. I'm talking about me personally. We got to open up ourselves to learning. Put, put the work to action. Put the work to action. Because And then the next thing again, many people, I mean, there's a lot of people and plenty of people give out the information in different ways. But sometimes some of us scare people away from doing gardening. Why I say that? I say that because the amount of thing we tell them they need, oh, you need this, you need that, you need this. When you catch yourself, it's like $1,000 you got to spend to start a garden. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes the information run new gardeners away because you know, spending $1,000, $500, $600 for start a garden when you actually could basically start it for less than that, way less than that. But the things people tell you you need and you got to get this and you got to get that, it really scare people away. So we want to encourage people and we want to show, I'm not just telling you, my videos explain it all. It shows all the proof. It shows how I'm growing. It shows how I'm planting. It shows how I'm harvesting. So my videos explain it all. So whatever I say, my videos could back what I'm saying. And this is what's important. All right. Dr. Google and yep. I saw so much nonsense about bias chicken. It's so sad that misleading for me. I just keep. Yes, 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 yes. Sometimes it could be very simple. The information could be very, very simple. But sometimes the way the thing, how we emphasize and the thing we included, and you need this and you need that, yes, it can cause people to decide I'm not doing it because it actually causing too much money. So if it causing all that money, then it don't make sense I do it. That's all. That's basically what I'm saying. So there's new gardeners, there's new people who trying for the homestead that actually need this information. Don't forget, guys. Let me see. Hey, Good Eats Homestead, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Thanks each and every one of you guys for being here this morning. And don't forget, guys, tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be going live. All right, so don't forget. So you guys don't forget to tune in tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, so what I'm seeing these days, man, is I don't know if people seeing these things, but there's actually place already. There's actually places where you go in, you walk in, stores, and you know what is greeting you? There's robot rolling and greeting you now and telling you their name. I don't know if you guys seeing these things, man. These things is serious. So like how you saw people, hi, welcome to the store. No, yeah, robot telling you that. So this thing is actually eliminating a lot of things, eliminating jobs. All I'm saying, guys, right now, I think it's already getting too late. I think so. Because ain't nothing you could do right now. The only thing you could try to do right now is learn some skills, learn to be a little self-sufficient in some form or the other, learn to able to provide for yourself, learn to able to gather dishes, learn about these herbs, learn about these foods. that you could put together. Yep, you said it right, Fifi. Learn to put together dishes that you could actually create a meal. You gotta be, this is the time where you gotta be very creative in meals, learn about the food, learn about different food. There's a lot of food that you grow. You could actually use the leaf and create meals. You see what I'm saying? Now, I always talk about the okra and I always talk about the edo leaf. The edo leaf, you could boil on the edo leaf with okra. The edo leaf with okra, steam it down really nice, and that's a meal right there, both of them together. With no meat, nothing, and it tastes awesome and it's healthy as well. Long, simple recipe. Grow food that could last. Pumpkin, squash, edo, dasheen, tanya. I know many people mightn't familiar with these names. Edo, tanya, dasheen. But these food are healthy. These are actually healthy food that you could eat and nourish your body at the same time. And the thing about them so easy to grow. They could feed you all year round. You could eat the leaf from the time they start pushing up young leaf. You could eat the leaf all through the spring, all through the summer, and then in the fall, that's when you harvest them. That's food. And tree crop you could do like that. You could do the edo, you could do the dasheen, you could do the tanya. Tree crops. And if you're growing edos, you could use the leaf, steam it down with the okra. And that's a healthy meal right there. Skills is important. Somehow or the other, let me see, hold on. Planter, you taking me back home with this color Lord okra. Right. Yep. I had some callaloo and okra yesterday. Yeah, man. And that's healthy food and so easy to grow. That's the thing. They're so easy to grow. I know many people here know about it, but my goodness, I think everybody should have some edos in their yard and some dasheen and tanya growing every year or even in container. Is food and it's healthy food. I don't want, I'm not telling, guys, I don't want you guys feel like I'm telling you what to do and what to eat and what to grow. That's not what I'm doing. All I'm saying is there's food out there that you could grow, that could make you live a sustainable life, self-sufficient, because you could eat from them all year round. And they is healthy food at the same time. Because we all know, I don't know, but we all know that the time is coming. It's right on our back. I'm not even gonna say what time is it, but we all know the time is coming and it's right on our back. We have the barter system. Many people believe that that's out. We don't need a barter. Believe it or not, that's gonna be a farm and a way for you to survive. It's gonna be a farm or way for you to survive. This is why valuables is important. Valuables is important. What can be valuables in a, there's many things can be valuables. There's gold could be valuables, silver, all these things can be valuables. You could have matches, that could be valuables. You could have lighters, that could be valuables. You could have seeds, that could be valuables. You could have food, that could be valuables. You see what I'm saying? Because you welcome, Godit. You welcome. Hello, everyone. Thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Fifi. Hey, Urban Garden Chronicles, how you doing? Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you guys here. Yes, guys. So we in a situation now where we got to be more self-sufficient, and valuables, like I know was mentioning, is important. Your skill could be valuable, because now if you have a skill, and say you as a plumber, and someone needs some plumbing work, them time you ain't really need money, you need actually physical stuff. You might need some food, right? So you could make an arrangement. All right, I'll fix a pipe for you, but you're gonna have to give me some food, and my payment could be some food and some seed. And you see what I'm saying? So it's like you cannot eliminate barter system. Your mindset gotta be on preparing for a barter system in case. The leaf fall, I'm collecting them all. Okay, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. That's a wonderful thing you do in Urban. Yes. Yes, guys. So you cannot eliminate barter system. I'm not saying you have to do it. I'm not saying, oh, you got to do barter. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you might need something. And let me tell you something. When people hungry, when you hear someone hungry, nothing is valuable more than the food that they need. So you might have the food, and that person have something to give you back in return, and right there, that's barter system. That's barter, that's exchanging. But I'm not saying that you have to do that, but you could prepare yourself in that form that in case you might have a generator, there's no gas by the gas station, but there's someone who have a 55-gallon drum of gas. You ain't got no money to buy the gas, but guess what? You have some seeds, you have some food, you see, and you have other things. Just like that, you could offer, listen me, I don't have the money, but I have some seed and I have some food. So in exchange, I can give you the seed and the food and for the gas. Now the person with the gas might need the food. So what I'm saying is, not saying you have to do barter system, but you have to set up yourself in that form. So you have to have valuables. You have to have things that you could exchange. Because in these times, people not giving you nothing for free. Everything they give you, they're gonna want something in return. So you got to have something to give back. So that's what I'm saying. Valuables, a piece of gold, you have a piece of gold, you have a piece of silver, you might have some utensil, man, whatever valuables. Because listen me, you just never know. That's all I'm saying. We can be in our home today. Leaving lunch, but we'll keep the live running. Thank you, I appreciate that. Yes. So we might have our home and a storm could come and take down our home. And the only thing we could have run with is some seeds and a little food. That's all we have. That's the only thing you could have run out your house with. Some seeds and a little food. That's all you have. Now there's someone else who run out their house with maybe a couple tarpaulin, right? There's someone else maybe run out their home with a tarpaulin and, and maybe have two searchlight. But guess what? They have no food and they have no seed. You see where I'm coming from? No. If the person have no food and no seed, you could end up with one them tarpaulin. You see where I'm coming from? Hey, the everyday life of an OCD check, how you doing? Just like that, you could end up with one of those tarpaulin. How? Because the other person have tarpaulin and a couple searchlight, but they have no food, they have no seeds. Now, you could end up with one them tarpaulin by giving exchanging some of your seeds, some of your food. Now you have a cover for your shed, for your family. So this is what I'm saying. How important it is to have valuables in times like what coming forth to us today. Not because it's not by your doorstep, meaning it can't happen. Remember, when the rain fall, it never fall on one house top. It fall on many house tops. So that meaning anything can happen to anyone. So no one is excused from a storm. No one is excused from a tornado. No one is excused from an earthquake. It could happen to any one of us, any part of the world. So what we got to do, prepare ourselves with simple things. I'm not telling you to run out there and spend every dime you have on anything. That's not what I'm doing. Because you got to be smart too. You got to be smart too. Not everything you see out there you got to run out and buy. You see what I'm saying? Yes, you got to be self-sufficient. Yes, you got to. But you got to get in these times, you got to get into the simple living. Learn to live simple. You could have your lifestyle, but now learn to do simple things in case. So in case anything, you prepare. You getting yourself prepared in case thing where you're not gonna get panic. Many people get panic when things happen. You see what I'm saying? Like for instance, a tornado might come wrap up somebody's house and maybe the neighborhood, like we see, sometimes we look to the neighbor and we see it wrap up few houses in a neighborhood. And sometimes people come out and panic, they don't know what to do. Oh my goodness. Well, guess what? If it's me, I'm start looking for a few pieces of wood and galvanize. That might be, I'm trying to put up a little shelter for me to go in. You see what I'm saying? Instead of me being panic, I'm trying to search for things that can protect me if some rain come, that I can shelter myself instead of me getting panic. So this is why I'm saying, instead of we get panic, be prepared. I'm not, like I say, not telling you run out there and spend every dime you have. No. Because as we see, there's a lot of things out there you could end up go out there and buy. And then sometimes you might have to run leave them. That's the thing. You could have all different type of generator. You could have all different type of this, all different type of that, all different type of grill that you could come outside and grill. But you never know. Many people had was to run leave everything. This is why you need to know how to put 3 stones together and post the wood inside and start a fire with 3 stones. These things is important. Sometimes you outside having fun with your family in the backyard. Practice these things. Practice to start. Yes, God eats, yes. Yes. You know, you outside chilling with your family, your kids, your wife, your husband, whatever. Practice how to put 2 stones together with a few pieces of wood inside and light a fire. Because there could become times when you have your gas stove or your electric stove, but you can't use them or you have no electricity or you have no gas. So instead of you get run and get panic, you already have 3 stones outside that you know how to get that fire going. Simple. There's possibility, a lot of possibility, and there's a lot of simple way that you can do things and make it work. Simple things. You just never know. You just never know. When the rain fall, it don't fall on one house spot. It fall on many people house spot. You don't know where a tornado coming. It could come right in your neighborhood. You don't know where a hurricane is coming. It could come right in your neighborhood. And that's not the case. The case is we hitting a change, not just one part of the wall. Everywhere is facing this change. And this change is surely not going to be something we accustomed to or something we used to. It's a whole completely different thing that we never accustomed to and we never used to. But this is where we heading. So this is why these skills are important. It's not even just about the tornado and these things. It's just about what is approaching. Very soon, as we see, meat will be growing in a lab. So the farming situation where people farming and growing their animal, that's gonna be out of the picture, right? So many things is happening. Food, so many things gonna be growing in building. So by these things happening, it might be more difficult for people to grow something outside. in the future, right? You never know. So you're going to become dependable. That's where your skills and barter system comes in. Yes, practice now, I agree, Fifi. This is where your skills and barter system comes in. This will help you get 100% dependable. You see what I'm saying? When you're 100% dependable, that's a problem. Because you're looking for somebody to do everything possible for you. So that's a problem. 100% dependable, it's a problem. You could take it to at least 80, 70, at least you still have a little room. You still have a little room to turn to twist. I don't know, listen me, man. We into a place now where it's like your back is against the wall right now and ain't not basically ain't much you can do. But being able to have a little room to turn for yourself, like being able to walk outside and pick a meal right from big farm of freedom. Because it's either you do that or you gotta jump in your vehicle and head to the store. Or in this time, maybe you could order it and get it delivered for you. So you're still depending on somebody. Even you order it, you're still depending on someone to go and get it, pick it up, and bring it by your door. Even though you got to go to the store, you're not even sure if it's there. But you got to get up, drive, and go and get it. So that's dependable in every form or the other. So being a little 20%, 30% is way better than 100% dependable for every little thing you need. You got to depend on someone for everything. You see? That's why I'm growing so much different beans, chicken anymore. I will have favorite beans. Okay, okay. And you know what? Let me tell you guys so let me say this to you guys. I know I don't know, but many people may be not looking for land and them kind of stuff. But listen me, these days, man, and not everybody might be able to find land in that form, but if you're looking for a piece of land these days and you see it have some water under land, listen me. If you're looking for a piece of land and you see there's water on that land, I think that's a part where you need to jump for joy. I'm telling you right now. We don't know what's gonna happen in the future. We don't know, but at this point, if you could get a piece of land with a water running on it, it's a good thing. But I will say this to you. Just remember, if you're buying a piece of land with water, make sure, and you decide to build on that land, just make sure you have enough room that you can build because some state require you got to be a certain amount of feet away from the water in order for you to build. okay? And you don't want it to be in a flood zone. But at the same time, anywhere there's water, there's life. You see? Anywhere there's water, there's life. I don't know if you understand what's going on now. Many people is buying up all the water land them. You see what I'm saying? Because the value of water, people understand. A person will give up everything for a cup of water. A person will give up everything for a cup of water. Because if you get yourself thirsty, if you get yourself thirsty to that extent, maybe you never get yourself thirsty to that extent. But if you get yourself thirsty to that extent, where you feel like you really thirsty and you go in and pass out, you will give up everything you own for that cup of water for save your life. So that's how important. That's how important water is. So listen me guys. I mean, sometimes we had the money in the bank and we just watching it and we just watching it and we just watching it. But money was made to invest. Money ain't made to sit down. Money was made to invest. It was never made to sit down in a bank. And, well, that's my opinion. My opinion, it was made to invest, not to sit down. You got it and you invest until you could say, all right, you could sit in the bank. But invest. Don't let it just sit in the bank. Let it bring back something for you. But I'm not going to tell you to run out there and just go crazy and get yourself involved with all things you don't know when come and invest in. Make sure you know what you're putting yourself into, who you investing with, everything. Don't just go out there and put your money in no one hand. Okay? But money was made to invest. It ain't made for sit down. It made for bring, for invest and bring back, give you an return. Okay? So yes, sometimes we sit down and we might have some money sitting down in the bank and someone have a nice piece of land selling and we might say, you know what? Man, if I buy this, the same amount of money you have, the same amount of money you might have in the bank is the same amount of money for the piece of land, right? With closing and everything. And you might look at it and you might say, man, I can't buy this land. This land gonna take all my money. Then I broke after I had no money after. Well, I tell you this, and I'm sure many people went through this situation before, right? Where you had an opportunity and you blow it. Why? How you blow it? You blow it because you feel if that you invest, it's gonna take all the money and then you're not gonna have none, right? And then sometimes you say, you know what, nah, I'm gonna just keep my money. But then guess what? You have the money sit down, then guess what? All of a sudden, your car decide to stop work. All of a sudden. Or something happen. Might be a car, might be something just happen, right? Next thing you realize, the car take all the money or whatever it is, take all the funds You had. No, you have no fun. All right? No, you have no funds and you back to zero, but you could have a piece of land. Okay? But like I said, I'm not telling you guys to do that. We're just having a conversation, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes my opinion is invest. And sometimes investment could take everything you have. Sometimes by you investing, it could take everything you have. But you got to remember, if you invest in a piece of land, the land don't go nowhere. The land will remain. Just remember that. But why I talk about that is I'm also talking about that as that lead from the conversation we having. So where we see coming to us now, we see situation coming to us now where the importance of a piece of land, especially if it have water. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yeah, especially with some water on top of the land. That's a beautiful investment. Okay? So yes, guys, just trying to, in case anyone need this kind of motivation, you know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is, I'm not telling you to go out and do anything. I'm not telling you to go out and invest. My opinion is, money was designed to invest. All right, thank you, the everyday life. Appreciate it. Money was made to invest. Like they have something that they just say, scare money, don't make money. Scare money, don't make money. It's a true saying. Or sometimes it could be scary, but you, once you see, it's kind of different. Yes, it's kind of different if you just take in your money and put in someone's hand. That's where you got to be careful. When you take in the funds and put in someone's hand to invest for you, when you buy in a piece of land, you got to go through all these process where you got to have closing attorney, you got to have all this, so everything will go right. So you don't have to worry about that. You know what I mean? You just make sure you do it the right way. Make sure there's a closing attorney, because with a closing attorney gonna do, they're gonna check for see if there's any lien on the property, is any tax owes on the property, is anybody have any kind of lien on the property. So don't, even though you wanna buy a piece of land and is from the owner, like you're buying it from the owner, still hire an attorney to do that check. That check is important because not because you is the owner, that mean you could owe tax. So you might be buying direct from the owner, but the owner owe tax on the property. So there's lien on the property. And then you buy it from the owner, ain't even realize, damn, this owner owe $10,000 in tax on this property. So do your research and Don't skip over hiring that attorney for make sure that your everything is clear. Don't skip over that. But at the same time, owning a piece of land with water on top of it is one of the best thing you can do. Even though it ain't have water, that doesn't mean you still can own a piece. Okay? Then just look into what you're capable of doing on the piece of land. Like if you want to do farming, please go into zoning, make sure that is zoned for that. Because if you go into zoning gonna give you all the breakdown of what can you do on this property. So if you want to do farming, make sure you get property that you can do farming on. Okay? Agricultural property that you could do farming, you could rear animal, you could do beekeeping, you could do all these things. Now is the time. If it wasn't any other time, now is the time. If you ain't have a piece of land and you have the opportunity, grab it. Grab it. It could be your long-term investment. It could be a place where you could go and live. It could be a place where you could go real animal if you want. Or maybe not, if maybe it's not a place for animal. But at the end of the day, the land still remains. It ain't going nowhere. It still remains there. All you do, you make sure you pay tax every year, and that's yours. If you don't pay your tax, you have a problem. You could lose it. Be mindful of these things. So I'm encouraging you, if you see the opportunity and you could grab it, take it. But I'm also giving you the rundown. You have to pay the taxes. You can't get away from that. Or they're gonna put lien on it, then the next thing, they're gonna sell it. Okay? So how you guys doing today, man? Let me see. Quick question. Do you know if you can also build a reside on a piece of agricultural land? Yes, sometimes, yes, you could. Yes. Well, I don't know for every state, but yes, you can. An agricultural land, you could build something. You could have, yeah, you could have you could have a resident there. You could be living there. The thing is, it gives you the opportunity that you could also real livestock. You see? So yes, agricultural land depends on which state you're in because I don't know for every state. But there's places where there's houses and the area is an agriculture area. It have houses, so that means you're still able to grow your chicken, rear your cow, rear your animal while your house is there. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. That's it. That depends on which state you're in. But yes, it could happen, and I've seen it myself. And the further you from the city, you stand a better chance of that opportunity. The more you away from the city, that's a way better chance you stand of doing that, able to accomplish that. Yes, a small farm. All right. I hear that. I hear that, Fifi. Yes. And guys, don't make nobody make you feel you got to get 10 acres for do these things. No, you don't. You'll be surprised how much quarter acre can do for you. Yeah. So don't feel like you got to have 10 acres and 5 acres and an acre to do anything. No. If you could find a quarter acre to buy, because soon you wouldn't be able to, listen me, very, very soon, land will be so expensive that only certain people will be able to buy them. So if you have the opportunity now, don't let it slide. If you have the opportunity now, don't let it slide. And like I say, sometimes I believe these things just come as a test sometimes that you might see a property somewhere and the cost of the property is just the raw money you have. After you finish the closing and pay for the property, it like it take you down. And now it put you in a spot now where you got to make this decision of should I get it or should I don't? You see what I'm saying? So now you might decide, all right, let me get it, and you get it, and then guess what? Things start going nice for you. Or you might say, you know what, man, let me just sit down and me damn money, not buy no land. Next thing, something happen and take every dime, and then when you do look, when you do find back some cash, somebody already purchased it. So you lose out big time. And certain opportunity don't come twice. Certain opportunity only pass you by once. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there's opportunity that don't come by and come back around and come back. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is certain opportunity only pass by once, not twice, once. And if you ain't take it, it ain't coming back. You will never meet it again. So it's always a chance. It's always taking a chance. It's always, should I do it or should I not? But sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. And sometimes it could be difficult that, but you know what's crazy? Let me tell you what's crazy. Planter, if I move it, I have to be at least 10 acres. I'm a human and a... Okay, I hear that. I hear that. I hear that. I hear that, Fifi. Yes. Yeah, man. So, we just got to make decision because, I mean, so, let me tell you something. The crazy thing about it is some of us will have, and guys, I'm not knocking nobody. This is just a conversation we having. This ain't about knocking no one at all. Okay? What I'm saying is some people will come across $5,000, $10,000, and they someone might tell them, well, boy, they might pass and they see a piece of land selling up there for 7. Piece of land might be selling for 7,000. And they watch the money and it, nah, I can't spend 7. But guess what? They will go shopping and spend 10. You see what I'm saying? We go shopping, we buy clothes, we buy all kind of damn stuff that we not need. We take the furnitures them we had in our house, we throw them outside. Nothing wrong with them, you know. They strong furniture. We throw them out and we go shopping. We bring in new furniture for the house. We kick the TV outside. We put it on the curve, and we go and buy a big flat, bigger TV. Cause that one too small now. And guess what? 2 weeks after, the whole $10,000 gone. All you have is the things them you buy, right? You know pass up a piece of land that was selling for $7,000. You could have buy that piece of land and $3,000 and use it for go shop. See, sometimes our priority mix up. And I'm not knocking no one. Don't forget, guys, we're not here to knock no one. We're just having a reasoning. You know what I'm saying? So now, I refuse to buy a piece of land for $7,000 that I could have. It's mine. All I got to do, pay the tax. But then I go shopping and I spend 10,000. I spend it by kicking out everything I had and putting them on the curve and bringing new stuff. And everything was working fine. So these are things we cannot get distracted, man. These things is real. We cannot get distracted with these things. We cannot. We gotta stay focused. We gotta stay focused. How could you bypass a piece of land for $7,000 that you could afford, and then you throw everything you have out your house that was working perfectly fine and bring a new one, and then you in back to square one. So I wouldn't do it, but I can't tell people what to do. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying we gotta look into things different, and that's just my opinion. Let me see. Them furniture out the TV. They have to go, right? Yo. Well, guess what? Guess what? You could have keep them for another year, or you could have buy the piece of land and just replace the TV for now. Next year, you could have replaced the furniture. But at the same time, you have a piece of land there that built in some inches. You see what I'm saying? That you could look back to in the future. That you might be able to pass on to your children if you decide to do that one day. Or you might be able to build a house and in the future. You see, sometimes, I'm not saying everybody does get these opportunity, not everybody, but I'm sure there's people who do get these opportunity and let them slide. But like I said, these opportunity do not come back, some of them. And then you ever have an opportunity and say, you know what, I'll wait till next week. And by the time you go next week, somebody gone with it already. So sometimes, man, yeah, but why I say all that is, I'm just saying it's not that complicated if you're trying to get a piece of land or whatever. It's not that complicated. It's not at all. And to start out, you ain't need 10 acres to start out. You could start out with a quarter acre. Yeah, you could start out with a quarter acre. One day you might be able to sell that quarter acre and buy a half acre or maybe 2 acres, especially the location. Location, location, location. That's the key right there. Yeah. You see? Some people don't have that type of vision. We all think and see things. Right, that's why I'm saying. This is why I'm saying I'm not knocking anyone because, yes, we all don't think alike. We all see things different. So it's just my point of view. It's just my point of view. That's how I see it. I will rather do it that way than go on a shopping spree. That's all I'm saying. But at the end of the day, not here to knock anyone. Everybody got to live their own life how they can and what works for them. Okay? But I see money as invests for it to invest. Nothing, nobody's saying not to keep something aside, but that is for invest and keep coming and keep bringing. You're supposed to use that to keep bringing. Yes, guys. Well, on this phone, this battery gonna get dead now, so I gotta end this live. But it was a pleasure being here with you guys. Stick out with me here and this reasoning. As always, thank you guys for all the support, man. Thank you guys for coming through. Thank you guys. Don't forget, we'll be going live tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you guys could join me tomorrow night. We have a conversation about gardening and different topic. It's an open discussion. Open discussion is a place where we come together and talk about different topics. So if you guys interested, you guys can join me tomorrow. All right. So, and Nikki, you going live today, Nikki? With who? With Nikki, thank you for coming through, man. I appreciate you coming through. And Nikki, who is you going live? Hands in the door. Oh no, hands in the door. All right, so hands in the door going live later. So, and don't forget to check me out tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's have a conversation, man. You know what I'm saying? All right, so you guys have a blessed and wonderful day, man. Appreciate you guys as always. Yeah. Happy gardening, be positive, be motivated, and just keep doing your thing, man. All right? Thank you, Audrey, for coming through. Thank you, Fifi Johnny, for coming through. Thank you, Good Eats Homestead, for coming through. Thank you, Urban Gardening, for coming through. Thanks, everyone, for coming through today, man. It was a good energy with this reasoning with you guys today, man. Thank you guys so much, man. You guys have a blessed and wonderful day. Thank you, Fifi Johnny, for coming through. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the moderators. I appreciate you guys. Thanks to all the members. I appreciate each and every one of you, man. You guys have a blessed and wonderful day, all right? Peace and love.